What's up, husbands and wives?
Yeah, the Power Chord movie
and future husbands and wives.
Love it. Let's go. We are back.
Hey,
Season two.
Hey, y'all.
Got a new intro, new beat now. How you doing? How you been since we've been back? How you been? How's it been going?
Feeling fancy.
Yeah, how's it been going?
I'm feeling fancy.
So you've been doing great. I mean, let people know what's been going on since we hadn't been here in a long time.
It's been a while, but we've been doing great. I've been doing great. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
Big things have happened.
A lot of great things.
So we've been doing very, very well.
A lot of great things.
Very good. How y'all been doing?
Yeah. Well,
y'all said
I asked you how you've been doing.
I did.
So you're supposed to ask me.
Oh, I asked them.
Yeah, because then
I mean, how you been doing? Tell the people how you've been doing there.
I've been doing good, enjoying being a husband to you during this whole time. We've been married, so
that's it.
We didn't stop being married when the podcast stopped for a little
bit.
We
did not.
We had a break, and then we did parenting things, married things,
yes,
work things.
The people that's looking can see us looking at each other, but those that are listening, we didn't stop being married, y'all. We still married.
Yeah, podcasts don't cause marriages and don't and they should not end marriages.
No.
We are back and we want to help you grow your marriage. We're here to speak life in your marriage.
Speak life to your marriage.
And speak life over your marriage.
Absolutely.
That's what this is all about.
That's right.
We just want to really have a conversation about being in this together and what that truly means. What does it mean to be in this together? A lot of you have been married for a short period of time, long period of time, and you're in this marriage. And then there's so many other thises in your marriage, so many circumstances, scenarios, issues, great things, good things, things you never wanted to happen, things you've always wanted to happen, but nevertheless, you're in this together. So when you hear that phrase, a very popular phrase, Starlette, what do you hear? And what does that mean to you when you hear that phrase, in this together?
Well, I think it's so cool, first of all, because you can hear a phrase and then you also understand that thing can hit different ears in different ways. So when I can hear in this together, the first thing I think about is like a team and something working together. It's like, rah, like excitement, energy, like we're in this together. Yeah. That whole football image, if I can give it an image of a team, going out. But then there's another part of me when I hear in this together, I hear the positive, but I also hear sometimes when fear is attached to that. And somebody might be afraid to do something. And you're like, come on, I got you. We in this together. I'm going with you. So, and I'm sure that other people, even you guys out there watching, or maybe you, Hayward, have a different way of what that sounds like, or what does that mean when you hear in this together. But those two things, definitely. I hear cheerleader, rah, 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 but then I hear fear, like I got you covered.
And that's still, to me, I still see it as cheering somebody on too.
Yeah.
Because you cheer somebody on, and sometimes you're cheering them on when things are going the way they want it to go, or you're cheering them on when they're not going the way, and you're giving them strength. Yeah. So I do like I like that a whole lot, because when I hear in this together, I hear a very similar approach to it's us versus them.
Yeah.
Like we got us.
We talking about against the world, against the world.
Yeah. Like as long as we got us, that's all we need.
Yeah.
I hear that same togetherness, that oneness, and I hear it said so much. But then I also think about how Bonnie and Clyde they were in this together.
Yeah.
Right. And I think about Set It Off. And now they're not married couples, but they were a group. They were a team.
In this together.
As you say, they were in this together.
It wasn't that good. That's good.
I think about Boys in the Hood.
Oh yeah.
After they shot Ricky.
Oh man. Why you want to bring that up?
John Singleton.
Man. Gosh.
Man, he was on his way to college.
Man.
Yeah, that was tough. And so they because of that cause, the Ice Cube and Cuba Gooding Jr., that's his best friend. Cuba was not even trying to be no killer, but when they heard his best friend, he was ready to be in this together with Ice Cube. So you can be in this for so many things. Then I think about Chicago Bulls when they won a championship.
Yeah.
But they weren't champions until they got the right coach. And coach came with a new system called the triangle offense. Y'all know about it. Shout out to Phil Jackson
You gonna
and
slide a
Michael
basketball thing in there
Jordan.
now.
And yeah, y'all know most of y'all know I'm the greatest basketball player ever lived. And I mean, let's go. And so in that, I always talk about those basketball references, but I bring team up because you talk about a team. When they brought in a offense, a system that worked.
Yeah.
In order for them to be champions, because they weren't champions before they got a system, and everybody on that team had to be in this together.
That's true.
They had to be on the same page about the offense they were running.
That's true.
No matter how they felt about it,
That's true.
they had to be in this together, and so everybody had their own part to play, their own role to play in it. And so we're going to talk about that again. Star brought up a great point about being in a team, but you just heard the contrast,
the dynamics of it. Yeah,
how you could be in this together for wrong.
Yeah,
and you could be in this together for right.
Man, that is a lot of dynamics. And like I said, even those that are listening or watching, they probably have another dynamic to it. Yeah. But even in this together, it's like, what does it look like in our marriage? Like, what does it look like in marriage when that's the dynamic? When the dynamic is we in this together, so everybody cool because we agree in this moment. Yeah. And the flip side of that, we're in this together. Everybody may not be cool right now because I don't fully agree. So what does that dynamic look like in marriage when we're trying to strive towards a common goal? Like we have to be in this together because divorce is not an option. Yeah. We have to be in this together because I ain't leaving. We have to be in this together because we're going to sleep at peace. It's not worth, throwing in the towel. It's not worth coming at each other's head. So what does it look like when we don't agree on something, but we're still in this together? Like we're in this marriage together. Yeah.
Well, I think for me, it's got to be about, first of all, what is this? Yeah, now, just like anything, you have an overarching expectation. Yeah. And then you got little sub expectations as well.
That's good.
Sub goals to support the main goal.
That's good.
So I look at it like that and I think about what is our mission as a marriage? What is the goal? You talk about a team. Let's talk about goals.
That's good.
And I have to say that because what do we talk about a lot? Marriage goals, or we see marriage done a certain way. We say goals, but really, exactly. And then when you say goals, and I love that people are using that in plural sense. But goals are designed to support the goal.
That's good.
So the goals are designed to support the main mission, the overarching mission. So really, you have to come into an agreement with what did we get married for? That's all right. Good. And listen, this is not church talk. So y'all don't tune me out or turn us off.
Please.
Because you heard, well, what do we know? Because think about it. Tyler Perry made movies. Why did I get married? One.
Yeah.
Why did I get married? Two. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's a mainstream popular phrase about people asking that question. Yeah. But you know what I never hear? I never hear it answered. I never hear the answer as popular as the question.
That's good.
Which means so many people get married because they don't know why. Anytime you are in something and you don't know its purpose, 9 times out of 10, I'll even say 10 times out of 10, you're going to lose the joy of it. You're going to lose the fascination of how it started.
That's real good.
It's not going to be where it's going to end.
That's good.
Because truly, when you know the purpose, it actually gets better over time. The practices, we're talking about teams again.
Yeah.
The practice of the purpose gets better over time when you know the purpose. But when you don't know the purpose, the marriage gets worse over time. The relationship gets worse, so you start to grow apart because you don't even know why you're there. And that's think about it. How many times you've gotten arguments and when you get into an argument, you're arguing, trying to win, and then you realize why we arguing again?
Yeah.
Why?
Like we got away from the point.
So really, this has to be what is your why? What is the why of your marriage? And then we can start talking about what the other thises are. But let's go with that. So let's like for us, what would you say is the why of our marriage?
The why meaning for us or for others?
Yeah.
Okay, so the why of our marriage, we got married. Wait, I'm in the second question. Why we got married?
Yeah, what is the why of our marriage?
So our marriage, we got together, one, because we love each other. One, because we chose, like I preferred you, you preferred me. We chose each other. When we got together, it was literally because we wanted to be together and we wanted to honor God and do things the right way. And I had already made up our mind that it was no one else. And so we wanted to take this walk together. But within that, we start discovering like, oh, wow, we're literally doing this to help others. Like when we first got together, the purpose wasn't to help others. That was never on our mind. I don't even think we ever even discussed that. But as we walked out, our preference of each other and honoring God in our marriage, and then realizing like, oh dang, like not only is our individual lives to help others in ministry, but now together, like dang, we helping other people in ministry. So even when we were put in the path of helping people at a young state in our marriage, it was like us, you know, like I felt like we were chosen, like us. And so then we started learning and growing, and then a love for it came, like us. You know what I mean? It changed. So our why, everything that we do, everything that we go through, for us, ministry unto God to help us. And something you said a while ago, but it makes sense even now to answer this question, that we're to glorify God in every single thing that we do. So again, that's our individual life, but then that's our life together.
So I love that you said, and I hope everybody out there is listening to that point about how there are levels to your why. There are levels to your purpose. There are levels to your this. You see, you're in this together. We're going to say the this right now is your marriage. But we talk about the other thises, like when it comes to the bills and who's going to pay the bills, and
them this is making mad.
Right. When it comes to this, like, what they make you happy? Like, I'm not sure. Glad I can pay it. Praise the Lord. So I ain't trying to be mad all the time. Like, don't do that now. We ain't speaking on poverty over here.
I did not mean like that. Remember, I'm talking about everybody.
Right? But when it comes to this, there's a lot of this that we have to deal with in our marriages. But I'm telling you, all the this will have you all like this. You'll be all over the place.
That's really good.
You'll be scattered if you don't have the why intact. And so I liked how you place the emphasis on how our why grew, or it elevated.
It did,
because we started learning more about the importance of our marriage and the importance of our marriage to ourselves. It would be something to immediately get married so that we can help somebody. Well, you got to know what you're in, so you can know how to help people with what they're in.
That's good.
If I know that I have a marriage and I feel like, well, I want to help somebody with their marriage because I'm married, danger. You can't. You don't want to try to help people just because you got like now you bought a car. I got a car. Now I want to help somebody else get a car. All right, that's fine, as long as you know the process it took to get you there. So you got to know, and it's good because you don't want to put somebody in something and you don't have all the full knowledge of it. I love what you said about the why. So I go back to the point of how we love each other. We love each other. We grew in our own love, in our own marriage. We learned things about each other. We learned principles. We went through hurdles and challenges, and then we applied the things that we learned after getting back on the bike, after falling, getting back on, falling, getting back on, until we learn how to ride without the training wheels, ride without falling. And then we still rode a little bit longer until we said, okay, this is good. And then what happened really was our help for people didn't come because we sought them. It's because people sought us.
That's good.
Because so many times your purpose fulfillment comes not because you told everybody you had a banner up, you advertise what you can do for others. It's really people started coming to you saying, can you help me with this? Because I see the fruit of your life.
That's good.
I see the fruit of what you're doing, and what you're doing looks so good. Can you help me get what you have? Can you help me learn how to do what you're doing? Why do I say that? Because when it comes to being in this together, in order to help others, you got to first help you.
That's good.
And helping you is doesn't always mean like helping us because we have a deficiency. It means helping because I want to add to value to you.
That's really good.
Like when Jesus came, when God created Adam and Eve, when he created Eve for Adam, Adam did not know he needed help.
He didn't even know he needed help.
You know, Adam was in this by himself.
Yeah, he didn't
this
even know
world, this whole world, he was in this by himself and handling business. right? This, take the T off. It was his. You know what I'm saying? Adam was like, I ain't in this together. It's all about I got this. I'm him.
I'm his.
Like it's his. It's the world was his. The earth was his.
It was.
So he was rolling, doing his thing. God had to show him, not tell him now.
Yeah.
God had to show him he needed help.
He needed
God had to show him he needed someone to be in this with.
That's good.
I'm saying it because I don't want you to take for granted who God brought into your life to be in this with.
That's really good.
Especially husband, I got to tell you, I got to get on us, because sometimes we think we can do this alone. We think we can be Adam on the earth again without, and we only pull our wife in when we need her, when we want her. When actuality, sometimes you don't even know the help you need.
That's good.
So when the help comes, before you close off the help, before you shut that help off, open yourself up to the fact that there might be something about this that I'm going to get some help in that I might not necessarily know how and why I need that help. But if I open myself up to it, then I'll understand more of the why of this. So that's why I like when you talk about the growing revelation of this, of purpose, of what we're about. And you can enjoy it more when you're open to learning more about what you have. And then you be open to what other people can see in you based on you maximizing the this of your marriage.
I love that. And something you said that made me think about when you said don't close. I'm paraphrasing. Okay. But you said like husbands don't close off the idea that God showed you that you needed.
And vice versa. You also don't close off the idea that you could receive help too.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say, the thought that came to my mind was like, because like you said, vice versa, verse for husband or wife. There are times when we get married, like especially when it's somebody that's independent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, okay, we got married, we're in this together, but I married a headstrong man, or I married a headstrong woman. I married somebody that can do it all on their own in a sense. And so now that we're together, it's like you don't necessarily forsake your ability to handle it, but you're in this together. So you don't have to do it by yourself. Right. You don't have to carry the weight. You don't have to do good or bad. You know what I mean? Because like when you go through things in life, if it's grief, if it's trauma, now that you have somebody in your life, you share that moment with that person versus closing yourself off. Like you said, it's not always bills. It can be something as simple as something upsetting happened in my life. I had a bad day at work. I lost a loved one, but I lost a loved one or whatever the case is. And it's like you shut yourself off and you close yourself off because I'm by myself. You're not by this. We're in this together. So if you're hurting, I should be hurting. I should not be able to, you know what I mean? That's him, child. I'm good over here. You know what I mean? But whatever this, like you said, I think in marriage we have to define that's really good when you said that. We have to define what is the this that we're talking about. Like whatever it is, good, bad, or ugly, we're in this together. You're not by yourself. I'm not by myself. So we have to learn how to let somebody in that space, especially if I'm a headstrong person, especially if I'm not vulnerable and I don't want to share that moment. We have to learn how to, back to the Adam and Eve, who told you were naked. I don't want you to see me in that space. I don't want you to see me crying because I don't cry. Whether, especially men, or women. There's some men who, shoot, they don't care who see them crying. There's some men like, men don't cry. That's a bad thing that we learn. So when we carry that into marriage, it's like, it's okay. It's a safe space.
So when you say in this, I want to keep back to our listeners and even viewers that this being in this, let's first talk about how we're in this marriage together. So, because you can be in this marriage separately. All right. You can be in this marriage and doing it by yourself. You can't get married. You can't be married by yourself.
Oh, why did you get married to do that?
You cannot be married by yourself, and you don't want to have your spouse as a trophy or a token. But what about situation? I remember when we've had a couple of scenarios where we're in this and it's great. Like this podcast is a this. Again, our marriage is the ultimate this. Like I said, there's sub headings, there's sub thises. All right.
That's true.
This podcast lines up with our goal for marriage. Now that we have we're maximizing and learning more about our love, and people are getting help, and now we're being intentional about helping as opposed to helping by example. We're now helping with intentionality. Well, now our purpose is to enjoy the marriage that God has given us and to use our life to as a kingdom marriage to be an influence to other kingdom marriages as well.
Yeah.
Or at least help other marriages become kingdom marriages. And that whole purpose is to impact communities by impacting families. And so we're really intentional about that. But sometimes we have situations come up in our marriage that we may not necessarily know how to help each other in
that
this.
moment.
That's why I love what you talked about. The whole objective is to be this. I never forget how I had a this moment where I decided that I was not going to pay the mortgage. Right, my first was maybe second year of marriage. I'm glad I learned. We married 18 years now, going on 19. But in my second year, I was like, by faith, I'm not going to pay because I'm debt free. We're going to be debt free. We're going to pay this in full. And I speak that our mortgage will be paid off.
I was believing you.
But I didn't catch the idea that faith without works is dead. I thought the works was just saying something. I didn't know that actually works is actually making payments. So for a few months, I was like, ain't gonna happen. But here's the thing. While we were in this together, the level of our in this wasn't the same. Like, although I was in this as making that decision, this ain't gonna happen. Her in this could have been, I'm out of this. I'm out. But she decided to stay in this with me, even though she didn't agree with my decision.
No, because it was scary.
Right.
I mean, when you make a bold move like that, when you're let's end this together. So, at first it's like, yeah, we supposed to be in this, like that said, cheerleader thing. We in this together. Yeah. But so the first, month, it's like, yeah, two, yeah. Right. Like things start changing.
So what made you not walk out on us in that moment?
I mean, I don't think it was anything to walk out on because I knew your heart wasn't to hurt us. Your heart wasn't to have us on the street. I think that was important to know.
Got it.
Like it was a faith thing. And so that goes back to how can two walk together except they agree? Like I believed the scriptures that said you can have it. So even though I didn't know what that looked like, I was really trusting you because I saw you as somebody stronger in the faith than I was. So I was trusting that this was going to be real. So it wasn't nothing like I'm out. But in the back of my head, I was thinking of plan B's for all of us. Like, so what are you going to do?
So the positive thing in that is when you have a spouse that is trying to do the right thing, again, we're not advising anybody to go and do that. We learned our lesson to help you. Right? Don't do that. Right? Don't do that. Don't do that unless you have don't do it. And then let God tell you not listen to me. All right. But
it might have worked.
But in that though, for us, that wasn't the right thing to do. But in that together, you didn't leave me hanging.
And I never verbally degraded you. Like you stupid. This dumb. I never did that neither.
Right.
Like
because you trusted my leadership and you trusted that I was gonna get it. I believe you trusted I was gonna wake up. and I did because here's the thing about submission.
I was like, Lord, please.
Is that she said something powerful. I hope everybody caught that. She's able to submit to me because she knew she trusted. She didn't say it, but I'm gonna show her from the scriptures in Ephesians 5 that I was submitted to God. Yeah. I recognized that Christ was the head of my life. So she trusted the ability to submit to me because I had someone to submit to as well. But the peace came when I had to be submissive to her and not making that decision, not continuing that decision that wasn't yielding the right fruit. Yeah. Meaning don't stay in this all the time if this is not aligned to the mission of your marriage.
That's good.
If this is hurting you, if this is hurting the marriage, then you need to have a discussion or you need to get out quickly.
Yeah.
Right. I say that because you don't want to stay in something that is going to negatively damage the foundation, the purpose, nothing that is in compromise.
Yeah.
That compromises the mission of your marriage, the purpose of your marriage.
That's good. Because then you have to ask yourself, like you said, like, what's the end goal?
Right.
I mean, in the beginning, you talked about goals. Right. So what's the end goal? Am I trying to prove something to you?
Yeah.
Am I trying to make a point, make a statement?
Yeah.
or in this together, like what does it mean and look like for us,
Yeah.
for the better part of
Right.
us, meaning us together, not just better for me,
Yeah.
not just better for you, but how is this going to be better for our marriage?
Yeah. What you don't want to do is leave your spouse
Yeah.
hanging,
Mm,
leave them alone in this, in
please
the
don't.
marriage
That's good.
and in anything.
That's good.
Yeah.
Y'all, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Y'all love it. Y'all gotta let us
Listen,
know.
I want to talk more about this.
I mean, that can go
I
on
do.
forever.
I want to come back and talk more
Yeah.
about this. But as we're talking about this, what I want is to focus more on purpose, on
Yeah,
mission.
that's good.
Want to help inspire you in our
Mhm.
next episode to discover the mission of your marriage.
Ooh,
Why are you married?
yeah.
And maybe help you with some practices and things that will help you find out what is overall this.
Yeah.
So whatever this that comes,
Mhm.
you can be able to filter that through what we said this
That's good.
marriage
Mhm.
is all about.
I love it. Guys, as always, we are
Yeah.
here to speak life in your marriage
Speak life to your marriage
and speak life over your marriage.
Listen, we enjoyed y'all.
Peace.